Good day and welcome back to Royal News Daily, where royal relocations are treated like political resignations and long stays abroad always come with a very pointed question: temporary assignment or permanent message. Now, let us be honest. When a senior royal family quietly settles overseas and just keeps extending their stay, that is not a holiday. That is positioning. And Prince Joachim and Princess Marie's prolonged life in the United States is starting to look less like diplomacy and more like a very polite, very royal timeout. Before we unpack why this so-called exile matters far more than the palace lets on, subscribe to Royal News Daily and click the notification bell. Because when royals vote with their feet, it tells you everything speeches never will. Let's rewind. Prince Joachim relocated to Washington in his role at the Danish embassy, a move officially framed as professional service. Sensible, respectable, temporary. Except temporary has quietly turned into extended, and extended has started to feel deliberate. This is not just about geography. This is about distance, emotional, institutional, and symbolic. Ever since the stripping of royal titles from Joachim's children, the relationship between his branch of the family and the palace has never fully recovered. Public statements softened over time, but actions tell a different story. Joachim did not rush home after Queen Margaret's abdication. He did not suddenly reappear at every major royal milestone. Instead, he stayed put. In Australian political terms, this feels like a senior figure accepting an overseas posting rather than fighting a messy internal party battle. It avoids confrontation while making a statement. I am here, but I'm not playing along. Princess Marie's role in this has been particularly telling. She has been vocal, composed, and unmistakably protective of her children. Her public comments following the title decision were some of the most emotionally direct we have heard from any Danish royal in years. That honesty resonated with the public and quietly shifted sympathy. Now, living in the United States offers something Denmark currently does not: space. Space from constant scrutiny. Space from palace expectations. And perhaps most importantly, space from an institution that publicly reduced their children's status without meaningful consultation. That matters, because monarchies rely on internal cohesion. When one branch disengages, politely, quietly, and without drama, it exposes a fracture no amount of balcony waving can hide. The palace, for its part, has maintained a careful tone. Joachim remains a valued member of the royal family. His work abroad is praised. No doors are officially closed. But notice what is missing: urgency. There is no visible push for reintegration. No public gestures of reconciliation. Just a mutual decision to let distance do the talking. And distance has a way of hardening into permanence. From a governance perspective, this creates complications. Prince Joachim represents an alternative royal identity: experienced, educated, and publicly relatable. His absence narrows the monarchy's visible bench at a time when stability matters. Crown Prince Christian is still young. King Frederik is consolidating authority. Queen Mary carries much of the public goodwill. Losing Joachim from regular domestic visibility weakens institutional depth. This is where the exile framing takes hold. Not because Joachim was banished, but because he has chosen not to return. And that choice reframes the original controversy. It suggests the wound was never properly addressed, that apologies, if any, were insufficient, that respect, once lost, is not easily restored by time alone. International media have picked up on this dynamic. Comparisons have been drawn to other European royal rifts, always cautiously, always diplomatically, but unmistakably. Denmark's monarchy, once praised for quiet unity, now appears compartmentalized. Australians will recognize the warning signs. When political parties lose experienced figures to overseas roles, it is often a symptom of unresolved internal conflict. You can call it strategy. You can call it opportunity. But everyone understands the subtext. The real question is what happens next. If Joachim and Marie remain abroad long-term, the monarchy must adapt to their absence, both practically and symbolically. If reconciliation is attempted, It will require more than protocol. It will require acknowledgement. And acknowledgement has not been the palace's strongest instinct in recent years. For now, the United States serves as both refuge and platform. Joachim continues to represent Denmark internationally, even as he remains distant from its royal center. That irony is not lost on observers. This is not rebellion. It is restraint. And restraint, when sustained, becomes a powerful form of dissent. The monarchy can continue to present unity on paper, but unity is not declared. It is demonstrated. And until Prince Joachim feels welcome not just in title, but in principle, the distance will remain. Because sometimes the loudest royal statement is not a speech, a lawsuit, or a scandal. Sometimes it is simply staying away.